Hey guys, welcome back into the OSP Pro. This is OSP Pro. Today I'm going to be showing you friends how to come up with a simple login, complete login with PHP and MySQL. Then that's all. Just something like this. Something simple. Someone told me to make for him a video, and this video is going mainly to be for my friends on YouTube, Facebook, and anyone who is interested to come in to OSPI Digital Solution. Now members, this is OSPI Digital Solution. I would just request you guys, make sure you just go into your page and make sure you do the liking. Just go to your page and make sure you like our page. You get? And any of you are interested in short course programs, internship programs, please make sure you come in and be part of us. So members, just make sure you are part of OSPI Digital Solution so that you can come in and become the best person tomorrow to come. Now let me take you back into our stuff. If at all I show you, maybe here, this is the data we have. So if I just come back here and I just try to give you some details and I try to click that, I think you can see login successful. Please wait. Sorry for that, but then if you try to come back this side, which will get at least data added into this piece of the system. I think you can see this is it. So now I'm going to show you how to create the login, how to send that data. The next time I'll show you in the next video how can we retrieve the other data which is added into the system. So I'm not going to take a lot of time, just going to start here by me coming up with a simple let us start. So I'm going to just open up now Sublime Text Editor, and then we're just going to create up a simple function. So just start up with my simple kind of stuff here. So let me just try to open up here in the desktop. See, wow, in my htdocs, I'm just going to create up a simple function, something called the func. Inside the func, I'm just going to add something there. So I may just take the func, this function, and I just go inside it and I create a folder which is called maybe testing or testing. So we need testing. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to click on testing and then I click that. So you can always minimize the rest of the stuffs and then I start up. So the first thing I'm going to do in this testing is to create the index page, which is going to be maybe index.php, since we're dealing with PHP at the moment. And then I generate my simple HTML and I say just testing functions. Now these functions we are going to learn at the moment is going to be functions for beginners, which later on I will show you how to make advanced function. So the first thing we are going to talk about at the moment is login form. This is going to be a login form which we are going to handle the functions. So I may just create a div class here, but it not be very necessary because at the moment I'm not going to be using one on us another CSS. So this can be that, and then here I can give also a break, and then I simply say input. So the input, that's user's name, someone username, and then here I just give user name. That's it. So you can also put a placeholder, then maybe simply say please enter maybe user and name, something like that. So that part of the code is done. So you can also come back here and try to break it off. So if you check here again, if that part is done for you, I'm just going to do the same thing. So this is just going to be for password, I think, like that, and the password field you can turn to password just like that. And then here the name can also be one on us, password. So you simply tell the user please enter password. So within just a minute, my friends, I can simply say the login is going to be done by just be adding up your known as a button, which button is going to be a type of, I can just call it maybe send button or login, whatever name you may give your button. It may not necessarily matter. I'll say login, but the button type, we give the type there, which is going to be submit button, and then the name to that button I can just give login like that. So if you try to check this piece of code, everything's done. If I go to our browser, don't forget we are inside one on us func testing. So that's it. So if we come back in our browser and I just say func, then maybe testing. Definitely you should get, just turn this internet off, turn the net off, so that you can get something very fast. So this is it. I think you can see from username and password, and that's it. And this is our button. You get? That's our button. So I'll just say we're testing. So if you go to click here, to make this thing really work now, I need to add one on as a form. So I'll just come back inside here and I say form, and I give the form method, which is going to be post, and then I give action, which action at the moment I'm not phrasing it anywhere. So I'm just going to come back also here. I try to get that one off, and then I paste within there. So if you check now, this is what we have. If I now try to click here, I think you can see the form is loading. You get? And if there's not data there, there's no data there saying please enter username, please enter password. That's what I wanted. So now if you come back in app form, I'm going to declare a function. Now the function I may use, I may just declare within here the form, or within the form here. Though today I'm not going to show you using the one on us the validation. I'm just going to start from the scratch. So remember this one, and first of all we're going to say db name. So I'm going to start the database connection, which I can just call maybe dbcon is equal to mysqli_connect. I always like to use that, but if you have another method, you can always use another thing, localhost as my server name, and then the user root or the username is root, and then password is just nothing, and then the database, we are going to use a database called test. Is it okay? Yeah, or one on us testing, or just check the other side of the database. Let's just use this database called func, yes, this one here, func, like that. Let that be our database, and we check if at all we are connected. So say if else dbcon, what should be done if at all I'm not connected? I'll simply would like the program to echo for us one on us mysqli_connect_error, like that. But that error should be thrown or should be coming from one on us dbcon. So that's how the test, or how we can always use MySQL to identify the errors. Then we can also give else. Else, if you are connected, give success. So definitely echo for us here, maybe connection successfully. Yeah, you're connected successfully. So if you check right now at the moment, I hope this is going to be true, because I already have this database func here, and if I try to come back here and I just try to refresh the page, I think you can see connection successful. You get? We are connected successfully. So we don't want to show that kind of connection successfully. I'm just going to echo that off, and I try to hide it off as a comment. So that will remain as we are connected, but nothing to be shown there. Now we'd like also, when someone has already given the right information, to direct us to another page called maybe home page. I will show you from the same page, but for today's time, I'm just going to give you something like that. But now remember, you're going to use functions. So how do you declare functions? To use functions, I'm going to say PHP function. This is where my main point is. PHP functions. To use PHP functions, what is going to need to do? The first thing you're going to do is to declare a function. So simply say function. Then they give the function and maybe give assumption our function is going to be login. Here we will give one on us the parameters. What is it going to be about? Maybe login. But at the moment, I'm not going to give you anything here. I'll explain to you next video on how to handle such kind of stuff, whereby you have some kind of things inside, and maybe even use a switch to call it. Now inside here, we're just going to start with one on us. I'm going to just start with one on us global dbcon. Yeah, that's our database connection. So I'm calling the database connection, which is just within up here. I'm trying to call it here. I always like to tend to give that in my program. If you have other ways, if you have questions, please, you may just comment down on my video and try to find out why. I always like to give that within the program. Then the next thing that I can also do at the moment, we would like now at the moment to handle our stuffs. Remember, we have username and we also have password. So you come back here and just give one on us maybe user name is equal to @tree. Now I always like to use that because I would like to handle what known as the errors at once. You get? At once. I want to handle them at once. So this is user name, like that. And then for the password, please you do the same thing. So I'm just going to copy that piece of code and then I paste it here down. Yeah, just paste it there down. So I copy this, I highlight them, then I say password. So the two are done so far. But remember, we didn't happen to declare our stuff up, so we can always go on top of these functions and just declare our variable user name is equal to nothing. Sorry, and also our password is also equal to nothing, just like that. So if you try to cross check this, so far our stuff is how it's done. But remember, we call the function called the func, and the function login, and function login start from here and ends here. Immediately after doing that, come in and say login, like that. So this is calling function. We are calling a function. You get? That's how we call a function. We call a function by we putting up our function here, like that, and then you call our function from outside here. Definitely, when you call a function from outside, the program will be respecting what you are trying to say. Get? Right now at the moment, if I try to come back here on this page and refresh, I expect find nothing, no error, because I've just called the function. And still, if I try to hide this function, it will still do nothing because my program inside there, the function is doing nothing. You get? And there's nothing I've tried to tell the function to do. So definitely, I expect nothing like at the moment. But everything, as you see, there's no error in my program. Then another thing that I have to talk about now, if maybe you can now handle the whatever the could now give if empty blah blah, and you declare your known as errors conditions, which I will show in the next video. But at the moment, I just want to show you how to handle functions and call them and do some kind of adding data into the database. So here at the moment, what I'm just going to do is to just come up with one known as QL is equal to one known as MySQLi, or one known as just handle it at once. Just come in and say insert into our table, which I'm going to be calling it testing. So I'm just going to copy that testing there, and I just come back here in my form, in my database, and then I just give a database name, a table name, sorry, testing. Remember, we need the username, ID, and then the rest are stuff like that. So this one I just call it ID, then this is going to be 11, and then I make here auto increment. I auto increment that part of the program. Then here I just going to give it user name, something like that. This is username, and then this is 200, and then this is password. That's password, and then this is that. So then here when you come, that's it. So that's what I'm going to take at the moment, so that my program can continue as usual. So everything is fine. So respect that Vasha and Vasha, then this one here I give it that. So that's it. If you look at the architecture design on my stuff, that's how my stuff is like. If you try to cross check this side, there's no data yet. But don't forget, our table name is called testing. So my friends who are much interested in programming, please make sure you come to always Digital Solutions and come for short course. You can come for short course in dynamic website design. You can come to short course in HTML and CSS. You can come to short course in just in libraries, like in CSS libraries, animations, and the rest. At the moment, I'm just sharing a little bit of what you may intend to cover within as an introduction. So when you come in, at least you already know a little bit of something what to start from. So like I've said, that's our database. So we are just going to call the name. So give assumption. If you try to look, then this one testing this, I will simply say before that, we have something that you have to put always in mind, values. Okay, and I may tend to break it off so that I give you guys something you understand. Now we have testing. Testing is like trying to say in this table, we are going to be putting in the columns this, and the columns you are going to be giving in, we have the username and password. The reason why I'm not going to talk about ID is because the ID is going to be auto increment. So I'll just come in here and I'll say maybe username and then with the password, password like that. Then inside here on the table, we just handle what known as username, and then the same thing with our password, just like that. Now after doing that in your program, the first thing you have to also do is that we need now to save the stuff inside the database. So to save everything inside the database, we have to come back here and then we call for something called con, which is our database connection we gave within our program up here to connect for us in the database. Then the next thing you have to talk to is this keyword, which is equal to the entire query called insert into this blah blah table called testing. So that implies at the moment this is what we should have to do at the moment. So if you test now the program again, hope everything is clear. If you test everything now at the moment, if I just come and click here, I think at least we should have a data. If at all there's no error in the program, we should at least have some data inserted in the database. I think you can just see. So if you also add another program, maybe David, if that's the case, and the password maybe David, I think you'll just be seeing something called, I think you should be finding something like that inserted into the database. Now, there's a way how we handle the password whenever we are going to handle passwords. Though this was just a brief information. So if you have to handle password, there's something we always tend to do. We tend to make the password, this password of ours, to be MD5. You get MD5. The password to be MD5, whereby MD5 is going to be hashed for us in the program. So if you check now again, and I just try to write a maybe just say maybe YouTube. If I'm trying to give YouTube and the password maybe is YouTube, trust me, at the moment now you can't get the password anymore because you can't know what is the password because of the MD5 I happen to insert into the program. I think you can see it is hashed within the program. So that's how we hash a program, a password, and then even the user can't know how the password is hashed into the program. Then you can also come in here and tend to echo. You tend to echo up the program, maybe data inserted successfully, something like that. And then maybe you simply say maybe data inserted successfully, and then you simply say maybe here a break, and then maybe just come on and say maybe please wait, just like that, please wait. So that's it. That's what we have at the moment. So please wait, and then here we can always tend to do that, and then we just echo the header also, and then in the header you can add one known as refresh, whereby refresh is going to be maybe 3 after 3 seconds or 2 seconds. We just take 3 seconds. Then URL, the moment we are going to let someone after inserting the data still go back to index.php. So that's it. So if you try to cross check in the program and then you try to come back in here, and maybe I just tend to just try to refresh here again. If I just tend to give some data like that, and then I give the password like that, and then when I come in here, I think you can see please wait, data inserted successfully, please wait. I think you can see the information is already started, and then after then it stops up giving up our given data. Now, to handle this stuff so that you get in successful information, remember when the data is inserted, the information goes to the other part of the page. You get? So for that reason, if you check here again, if you just tend to check here, you'll be getting something like this. So it inserts for you the data into the database, and then you tend to get what you need. So to handle that in a successful way, you just have to remember after every 3 seconds, then that's what will happen for you. You're like trying to say you're directing a user to a header. So if you direct a user from the header, the best way how you can always handle that so that you avoid errors is by creating another page called home.php. So this is what will happen if I try to just check this page. After the user giving up the right information, this is what I mean. So if the user happen to come in here and I give the right information, just try to come back here and type what I want, and that's it, and then the password is that. Definitely when I click here to take me to the home page as long as it is successful. That's it. I think you can see it has taken me to home page, and that information that I have direct right now at the moment, I think you can see it is this last information here. This one, sorry for this was error within the program, but this one here, it's the one which shows that when we direct the user, let him go to another page. Otherwise, if you use this method of refresh on the same page of index, then definitely we get an error to the database. So guys, thanks for watching. Please make sure you subscribe to Always Be Pro, and if you find this video interesting, please make sure you come in and comment down, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and make sure if you know you want short courses, internship and programs like that, please members, make sure you come to my a platform and always share with me. So this is my simple default URL. You can always go and type OSP IT Digital Solutions, and then you can always be in the same link. So guys, make sure you go to and like the page, and go also to my YouTube, just OSP Pro, and then make sure you find yourself into OSP IT Digital Solutions. So guys, thanks for watching. Love you all. Thank you.